It's pretty bad. I have a kindergarten teacher shooting my videos. I guess I'm getting graded here tonight. Probably will fail as I did the first time around in kindergarten. I do love public school teachers and what they do. They're amazing. Talking of course,
told me earlier.
I do. Listen, I do. And of course, this is the wonderful kindergarten teacher from Center Township, Central Valley. Of course, she is none other than Jennifer Manganello. Jennifer Manganello. Did I tell you it was Jennifer Manganello? Okay. Here's what's on the menu for Easter Sunday here. Wedding soup, omelet station, salad, carving board, entrees, all sorts of other great things, including dessert. And that's where we're going to pick up our interview. This is going to be in the Beaver County Times. We love our good friend Amy Miller down there. Speaking of Amy, they're also getting ready for their Home and Garden Show coming to the Golden Dome March 24th. That's a spectacular event. timesonline.com. Okay, let's talk about some of the things before we get to the desserts that can go along with that delicious glazed ham. And of course, my advice, come here, let them do the work and spend some time with your family and do a little munge. Let's talk about peas and other vegetables such as asparagus and maybe a few things such as scalloped potatoes to go along that absolutely are delicious with your ham for Easter dinner.
Well, scalloped potatoes, I mean, it's a simple, easy dish. It's a white sauce with sliced potatoes in it, and you can jazz those up anyway. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put broccoli, bacon, caramelized onions, chunks of toast of roasted garlic. Once you start putting cheese in it, then it becomes an au gratin potato, and that is endless, from jalapeno cheese to like a Boursin cheese, which would be an herb cheese, to a cheddar cheese. Peas, those are wonderful things. Don't forget the Easter pea salad.
Ooh.
Chopped head lettuce with mayonnaise and peas and bacon. That's good. That goes with the beer and tomato juice we were talking about earlier.
And by the way, Rocky Algrado, I knew him on West Aliquippa many years ago. Many years ago. Is that what you're talking about, or you're talking about au gratin potatoes?
Au gratin potatoes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
I'm the
talking
food wizard. We're not talking about personality.
Listen, you said something earlier when I was back kind of watching you make the magic happen. You and Dee, you're incredible at what you do. We were just talking about Miller Lite and beer and fine wine and good spirits, and you said, I've been drinking tomato juice with my beer. And that took me back like 20 years ago, watching some of my favorite people at the Monaca Band Room, Shaq and Hack and Mr. Halama, those guys. There was always somebody with a little tomato juice in their beer. Why do they do that?
Because that way you can drink more, and you don't get up such a buzz because you're watering it down. And then, do you remember the old days when the old timers used to put a little salt in the beer?
Yes, especially draft beer.
So they didn't get bloated.
Now you tell me. I've been hovering around Club at Shadow Lakes for about a week. How do you not eat when you come here? The wedding soup, spectacular. Tonight was pork chop night. It looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger's bicep. The thing was so big. I mean, how do you do this every day?
I do a lot of tasting. I really don't sit down and eat a meal. As you can tell by my boyish face.
Listen, I love you, brother. I'll be right next to you eating, trust me. Now, let's get back to some other things here that could go nicely. Asparagus and a cheese tart. Let's talk about asparagus.
That's just basically a quiche. Eggs, cheese, pie crust, some sliced up asparagus. Once again, jazz it up with a little bit of onion or bacon or garlic. Cheese tart is only thin, where a quiche is a little bit bigger.
Joe and Frank Dentisi, Sunday on the Coons Cooking Hour, soups and stews. But our Easter shows, of course, Easter, April 1st, 8 o'clock. And then the week after, Orthodox Easter traditions and also leftovers, such as, ham leftovers and what have you. But we've been talking about bacon. Bacon's become good in anything, okay? They even have bacon-flavored ice cream, bacon coffee. And I said to you tonight, not knowing that this was what it was, I said, what is the meaning of...
Pancetta.
Which is?
Italian bacon, which has a little more juniper in it, has a little more black pepper in it.
Right.
It's a little more saltier. And it's, once again, the Italian version of bacon. And, the Italians are always right, so...
They are always right.
It's just a better bacon.
All right, listen. What's crown roast of lamb?
Crown roasted lamb is when you take lamb racks and you take, we'll say, like you take a coffee can and you put them around the can. So you got to nick the back of the bones. And so all the bones are sticking up. You can either do this with pork or you can do it with lamb racks. You can get your butcher to do it. So you have the bones looking like a crown.
Oh, neat. All right, lemon curd. What is that?
Lemon curd I've only bought in a jar.
Okay.
But it's just like a lemon custard.
All right. Easter pies, carrot cakes, of course, the traditional bunny cake, coconut cake, pies, big at Easter. Some ideas for dessert. And I'm sure some of those you'll be serving right here, and we'll end on that note.
Easter pie to me, and I think what my mom and my grandmother used to make, dear Nonna, was a ricotta and rice lemon pie. Just wonderful. About a ½ inch thick. Egg. It was an egg and ricotta kind of custard with cooked rice in it, and it was just so refreshing. No matter how full you were, you could eat a piece of this. No whipped cream, no nothing.
We got through the videos without Jennifer saying, talk to the hand. Every kindergarten teacher I've ever known, talk to the hand. The problem was, I'd talk, but it would never talk back. Anyway, listen.
Hit you a few times.
Yeah, oh, should have hit me more. Anyway, listen, before we do say goodnight, big salute to David Puri, of course, the Chief of Police in Monaca. They're having their FOP Lodge number 4 scramble here at the club at Shadow Lakes May 4th. And I've said this many times, to serve and protect what these men and women do for our community is second to none. So a big salute to David Puri. And also this beautiful black and white ensemble here tonight, as you can see, is all for the incredible Beaver Chamber of Commerce, as in Beaver County Chamber of Commerce and Jack Manning. And I've said this many times before, whether it's the Beaver Valley Mall or coming to the club at Shadow Lakes, when you spend money locally, it stays locally and it helps the economy grow. And the food helps me grow here, folks, and I'm a happy man when it comes to that. So until we talk to you tomorrow, I'll be in for Mike Pintek, noon to 3. A lot of stuff to get to, in particular, latest news as far as gun control in and around our country. We'll be discussing all of that and taking your phone calls on the Mike Pintek Show at 866-391-1020. Also, that is now known as the Wright Text Automotive Line, as in Bobby and Kenny Wright. You can text me your questions or Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. I'll be at Coons Market on McKnight Road. And don't forget, their fabulous fish, those great sandwiches made out of haddock, all Lenten season at all 9 of your neighborhood Coons Markets. Now, how do you find the one nearest you? CoonsMarket.com. For Art Mangie and the beautiful Jennifer Maganello and everybody here at the club at Shadow Lakes, good night.